Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and I thought today we would work on Rachel's challenge. She did some tag booklets, and I did those a few weeks ago, if you remember, but she did hers a little bit different, so we're going to do some of those. I was trying to look for one that I did, but I may have already used all of them. So we're going to do that. I think she did a very good job on them. Hers will look really good. Now, I went ahead and cut a bunch of papers to put inside them because I didn't want to sit here and cut papers. And I'm going to show you how I wanted to make one with this piece of paper and with this digital. But of course, your digitals are not 12 inches long. So you could make a really short tag, which, you know, tag book like that if you wanted to. But I wanted one a little bit longer, so I thought I would use these and this piece, and I'll show you how I'm going to attach something to the back to make it the length that I want. But right now we have these pieces. This is a 4 by 12 inch piece, and if you don't want yours 6 inches, then you can always cut them down. I just want my Santa on there. And I may end up cutting this one down a little bit because I don't know if I want it exactly 6 inches. Because I want all of him on there like that. So I am going to fold it. And I do have a bone folder somewhere in this world. Do you lose things from yourself? I put things away and then I can't find it. If it's all piled out here on my desk, I can find it. Ooh, that is cut crooked. Look how crooked that is. So the first thing we're going to have to do is straighten that up. I must have been cutting that when I was dreaming or something. Surely I didn't cut that when I was awake. There we go. Okay, so we've got that cut off. And then I'm going to cut this little bit of a bottom off there to just make it both my pieces the same height. So now I have one that's this tall, and let's see. And sorry about my chair squeaking. It started squeaking again. All of a sudden it quit, and then it started. This is 5.5, so that's going to be a good height, and I love that right there. Now, she did, you know, when I did them, I only did my attachment up here, and I cut my little corners here. She did them both ways, but I liked how she did one down here. So I'm trying to decide. I think on this one I'll cut it up here at the top. I think I will. And then on some of the other ones I might cut it differently. But on this one I think I'm going to cut it at the top. Yeah, I never should clean up because when I clean up I can't find anything. When I leave everything piled out on my desk, it's easy to find. But this morning, I just felt like I needed to clean my desk off because it was a hot mess. And I did. And boy, now I can't find anything. All right, she snipped her corners a little bit. I'm going to round mine down here at the bottom. Ooh, I might have to get my big corner rounder. This one cuts it, but I don't want to put a lot of strain on it because I don't want to mess it up. I don't know how much it would cut. And this is scrapbook paper, so it's kind of thick. Ooh, I like that. Okay, now what we're going to do is get some paper to go in here. Now, like I said, I went ahead and cut some paper just because I didn't want to have to try to find a bunch of paper while you guys were waiting on me. And this is the thing that I dislike the most, is trying to find paper to put in here. I love putting them together, but I hate trying to find the paper. Oh, isn't that pitiful? Pitiful, pitiful. All right, so we need to cut this down. We'll see how far we need to cut it down. I'm hoping that they're going to be narrow enough to go in there. I might be a little bit long. We're going to cut it right across here, and I'm not going to measure anything. I'm just going to cut. those little pieces will go in our stamping pack, and that will go over there. So let's see if this would be 6 sheets in here. I'm not going to put any more than that, I don't think. Well, it's going to be 3 sheets, but you know, front and back. I may have to trim them down a little bit. I trimmed those at 4, but that's looking like it might be a little long. Now, I'll tell you, Rachel did do something that I had not even thought about doing. She just took her scrap pieces of paper, this kind of paper, you know, dyed paper or ledger paper, whatever she had in her stash. She took those and she would go back, even like if they were really short, she'd go back and add a piece on, and I loved that. So we may put a couple of pieces in here that are shorter. Okay, that's gonna just fit. So let's do that. And then I have some of my very favorite paper that I back all of my projects with, just about. And I'm just going to tear this one down so that we can add something to it on the end. She comes up with such great ideas. I'm telling you. She, sometimes she amazes me at how that brain of hers thinks. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to put that right there. So we'll fold this one down about like that. And then put that in there. Well, Edith, you need to fold it straight. And I'm going to slide it in between these. Well, nope, I'm going to slide it in between these because it's almost the same color as that ledger paper. I know this has been a little bit too fiddly, fussy. I shouldn't fuss over it. Okay. Now let's see what we have. Alright, that looks good. And I'm just going to trim these little edges off. I'm going to put it in my little booklet here. And just do just like Rachel did. Just trim these off. Even with my little booklet. Now she just used a needle and thread to stitch hers together, so I think that's what I'll do. You could use your sewing machine or you could glue them. Any way you want to do that. Now first, before we do any kind of stitching, I'm just going to clip mine together like that. And I'm going to go ahead and put a few together first. And I just tried to choose some paper that I didn't have to do a lot of decorating to the front, but that would go with my Christmas journals that I'm working on. So I'm going to leave this one at 6 inches. And I'm trying to decide which end. I think again I'm going to go up here because I don't want to cut my little berries off. And I've got one more over here that I can cut the bottom end. Okay. And then I'm just going to grab, oops. I'm going to grab my chomper and I'll chomp these off the corners. It's a little bit easier with the chomper, with the thicker paper. Okay. So then let's just use this little piece, and we'll definitely have to add something to that. We'll use this one and a pink one. Well, this is supposed to be kind of a red, but it looks more pink to me, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. And then this one. This is just a scrap, and this one is very, very long, so I know I'll have to cut it off. Yeah, I had ordered some off of not Pinterest, off of Etsy, and I had ordered some red to go in my Christmas journals, and they got here, they were a little bit pink, but I'm still using them. It's okay, red or pink, it's all Christmas. And I have some pink in one of my Christmas journals, so that's okay. It works. They work fine in it. Okay, now we're just going to cut this little part right here off, because we do not need it that long. And let's see if that's going to work. Yep, looks like it does. Okay. Cut these little corners off. And then we'll clip this one together. Okay, let's do this one. And I'm thinking, well, I can't get my clock on there unless I go all the way up here. So I'm just going to do the bow and the bottom of the clock. That will be fine. And this one will trim at the bottom, I think. I don't know. See, I think about trimming it at the bottom, and then I think, I don't know if I want to do that or not. So this one, I'm going to trim again at the top. And I think she said you could do it either way. It didn't matter. You could do it either way. And I guess this is just how I did the other ones. So I just want to do these that way too. But I think either one will be very, very pretty. So there are those. And fold that up like that. Is that going to be too long? A little bit. So let's trim a little bit of this off at the bottom. I'm just going to trim it even with that piece, like that. And do we want to put a short one in this one? Yeah, let's do it. Oops. All right, we'll trim that little piece off there. And we'll put a short one in there. And let's see. We'll just put a short one right here in the middle. And then we can add two like she did. Okay. Looks all right. So I'm excited to get some of these done to put in my new Christmas journals. I put the other ones that would work in my other journals, but I didn't have any for my Christmas journals. Okay, we're going to do one. I want to get this part right here on the front. And I know this is not going to be long enough to go, all the way to the back. But we're going to cut this off at 4 inches. And that's going to get that little part right there. It's going to get the part that I wanted. Then we're going to decide how long we want to make this one. Now, let's see. I'm thinking about 5.5 inches. That's going to get all of this, and that's good enough right there. So I'm going to fold that over. Whoops. You're going to fold it straight. Fold it straight. Okay. Like that. Then, of course, your back is too short. So what you're going to do is you can either take a piece of this paper and just attach onto there, or you can take a piece of another paper. I'm just going to take a piece of this and attach to that, and then I'll have a piece as long as I need it, because I don't think I have another scrap that I know of right here, because I'm doing a journal with this collection, and this is from Terry's Paper treasures on Etsy, and I'm doing a journal with this collection, so I need that right there. Yes, that is going to work. Okay. Now, to attach pages together, all I do is I make sure I lap over at least 1/4 of an inch or 3/8 of an inch, something like that. You want enough that it's going to be stable. So I'm just putting some glue right there. And then, now to make this go on there straight, what I'm going to do, you can either use your scoreboard or just use your grid. And I'm going to use my grid. And I'm going to make sure that I lay this down even on my grid so that all this lines up down through here. And that way this piece is pretty much going to be straight. And it looks like it is. Straight with the front piece. And then all we need to do now is just trim this off. So if all you have is digitals, or all you have is 6x6 or 8x8, don't think that you can't do these. You can. See, all I did was attach that on there, and I think that's cute. You can still do these. I'll even probably do one out of that and just attach another piece onto it. Don't worry about having to have 12x12 paper. You don't have to. Let's see. Let's make this our piece that we have to add something to. Because this one's torn on the end anyway, so. Okay. Fold these over. Let's see. Ooh, I can't fold them over 6x6. Okay, hold on. Hold the presses. Don't need to fold them any further than that, I think. Yeah, that works. So we're just gonna, I'm gonna line these up a little bit better. Put my fold back in there. Then we'll trim these pieces off, and they will go in my stamping little bag here. I keep it right here beside me open now because I'm having so many little short pieces that I'm cutting off that we're able to use to stamp on. Alright, I think I'm going to put that piece right in there, and then we can add something to this one and the one in the back. Okay. Now let's see. Okay, on this one, let's cut it down here at the bottom. Why not? And I'm just going to leave those in there and cut it all at the same time. Hopefully. If my hands will do it. It's quite a bit of paper. Yeah, it's not that bad. Flip it over this way. Okay. Oh, that's cute. Now I wonder what it would look like if I rounded the top just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. I'm going to do the 1/4 inch. Oh, I like that. Okay. So we've got that. Let's clip this one. Okay. Now I am going to put the top back in my glue. Now, do we want to do another one that we can add a piece to the back? Let's just do this one, because I'll need all of these probably. I don't know. I mean, most of these are not going to have to be decorated too much on the front. I might put a label on them, but other than that, okay, that's exactly 6 inches. So we've got a short piece on the back. We can add that too, which I really don't want to lose that piece. What about just adding a piece of this to it? So, first off, we need to cut this off straight. This is not even from the same paper collection, but I don't think it will matter. It will matter if you don't put it in your cutting thing straight, though. Okay, let's see. Decide which one I want on the back. I think we'll just put this one, this side. I'm going to mark it right there. So that's where I need to cut it across, and then I know it's cut at 4. So okay, cut this at 4. Yeah, there we go. We're going to put this side down because the other side I would have my little birdie sideways, and I don't want him sideways. And again, about 1/4 of an inch fold over. It's what we want. Go ahead and line it up on your grid, or you can just line it up with the front part of the little tag booklet. Before it all sets up, just make sure that you get it as straight as it needs to be. Okay, so there is that. We've got a little piece on the back. Okay, now let's put these last few sheets in here. Got 3 little sheets of that, and let me get a little short sheet of some kind. I'm not going to worry about getting it the right width. I'm just going to tear it off. If it's a little bit narrow, it's okay. Okay, and we'll fold that down like that. Fold these over. Okay, and I'll put the piece right in there. So use your scraps on this. You don't have to cut up a full sheet of anything. Use up your scraps. Okay, there we go. Fits good. I like that. Now we need to cut the corner. And I don't want to cut my little stockings off, so I think I'm going to cut this one at the top. And we'll go ahead and round the bottom. I like that rounded. I'm glad I don't know if I would have thought of that or not. Okay, there's that one. And let's go ahead and attach this one. Okay, let's start with this one. And she also said that you could put a little hole here with an eyelet, and you could tie it together that way if you wanted to, but I think mine are going to stay together because I didn't put too much stuff in them. But if you need to do that, you can. And I think I'm just going to go, no, I'm going to go red. I'm going to go with all of it with red thread. We're going to go Christmassy. Okay, we need our little awl and my little sponge. And I know this is a stamping sponge. Somebody said that is not a sponge that you're supposed to do that on. That is a stamping sponge. I know that it's a stamping sponge, but I don't use it. I stamp without a sponge. I do a much better job when I stamp without a sponge. So I use it for this. Now, I am just punching 3 holes, and I'm not concerned that they're, that they have to be exactly straight or anything. I did mean to clip this together though, which if I got the holes a little off, we can just redo it. Okay, now I leave my thread on, and this is just a pamphlet stitch. I'm gonna go in through the middle. Oh, you know what I want to do? Let's pull that out. I want to go in from the outside because I want to tie a bow on the outside. So go in from the outside, then go up to one of your little guys there, little holes, go down to the other little hole. Okay, then we're going to go back out through that center hole and just go on the opposite side of that long string that goes all the way down there. So the opposite side of this. So what you're wanting is your strings to be on either side of that, 2 different sides. And I think I can pull some of this string back through because I've got a lot here. Don't need that much. That much right there should do. Probably will be even more than enough. Okay, then we're going to tie a knot. I'm going to tie a double knot just for security. And then I am going to tie a bow. Now, you could also attach these together at the top, I think, with some seam binding. You may have to punch a little bit bigger hole, but I think you could do it. We may try one like that and just see if we can do it. Okay. So there's a little bow. I'll clip these strings off just a little bit. Oops. Started to put my scrap in the wrong spot. Okay. So we've got that. Just going to turn my little bow down that way. That's cute. I like that. Okay, now I am going to ink mine, and I'm just going to ink mine in the regular distress ink. I'm not going to grab any other color right now. Trim that off a little bit more. This is just vintage photo. And some of the paper is actually distressed in this color or similar color, so I thought it would be okay to do this. Now also we could come back and do some decorating on the inside if we want to. We could do that. So we might do that in another video. I don't know if we'll have time in this one without the video getting way too long. Let's see. All right, let's clip this together. Okay, let's go ahead and punch your little holes. And I think you can see that's how I'm punching my holes right there. And I think on this one I'll keep my bow on the inside. So you can have the bow on the inside or outside depending on how you start. I'm going to start on the inside, so that means I'll finish up on the inside. If you start on the outside, you'll finish on the outside. Okay, then we'll go back through that middle hole. These are pretty easy to sew together. Okay, we'll go ahead and cut that and tie a double knot. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bow on the inside. Okay. So there's that. We'll go ahead and ink. Whoops. Somehow when I put my piece in there, this slides a little bit, I think. That's okay. We can just trim it off. Right, there is number 2. Now, I'm trying to decide on this one. I don't know. I'm afraid if I put seam binding in the top, it's going to make it the top too thick, since these are folding down real flat. If I put seam binding in there, it might make it too thick. What do you think? We can try it, I guess. Let's give it a go, and we'll see what happens. Okay, let me grab some seam binding. Here was some of this red seam binding. This is from Triple V Vintage, and I am going to try to put it on my needle and do that. I don't know if that'll work, but we'll see. Can always give it a try. Well, maybe. Okay. Got it on our needle, so we'll see what happens from here. Alright, let's punch our holes, and this time I'll go a little bit bigger with my holes, just so I can get the seam binding through there. I don't want to mess this one up. This was my favorite, with Mr. Santa on there. And let's see, I'm going to start on the outside so that I can have my bow on the outside. Ooh. Okay, maybe. Let's see. Maybe. Okay, it doesn't like the double, but that's okay. We'll get it. Just pull it very easy, because you don't want to tear. This is just paper, so we don't want to tear that up. Okay, I'm going to pull that little piece through. Then we should be able to pull that through. It is making bigger holes, but that's okay. It's all going to come out in the end. Alright, then we're going to put this, you're going to hold your little tail over out of the way. This is going to be my finicky part. There we go. Okay. Pull that through. And let's see, my tail's on that side, so I'm going to run this under to get it on the other side. Okay. And we'll trim this off. Just going to make sure that the inside looks okay, and it does. See, that looks pretty good. Now, all I'm going to do is tie one knot pretty tight there at the top to hold all of that. And then we'll put, whoops, my finger slipped. Let's try that again. Bow, fingers, you're doing a bow. There we go. Oh, I think that's cute. I like the seam binding on there. That's cute. Okay, gotta trim this little edge off again. There we go. What a great idea. That is cool. Rachel, you did good. You did good, girl. Look at that. That's sweet. And I'll put a little label on that or something and he will be finished. Okay. Let's do this one. Find the middle. Go ahead and clip these. Okay, I don't know if I want to do seam binding again. I might do green this time. Let's just see. It does make quite a big hole, but you cover it up with the seam binding so it doesn't matter. And you could probably just put 2 holes in there and do the seam binding that way. That would work, I am sure. But we're just going to do it this way. I'm just going to open my little holes up just a little bit more. That's why your awl is different sizes, in case you didn't know, to make larger holes or smaller holes. Just a little FYI. Some people know that and some people don't, so just for those who don't know. You could always punch a hole if you wanted to with your hole punch, but I think that would make a really big hole, and I don't want it really big. Oh, that threaded easy. This is also from Triple V Vintage. This green. All right, start on the outside, end on the outside. So that's what we want to do. Work it through very easy. So there we go. Okay. And then over to this one. Let's see. I'm going to pull some of that back through because I'm not going to need quite that much. Alright, then we're going to go back through that hole, and I'm just going to come up on the opposite side. Make sure that you don't split your seam binding or you won't be able to tighten up your thread. Okay. Take my needle off. Whoops. There we go. And all right, the middle looks good. So we just need to tighten this out here up just a little bit. Okay, that's better. There we go. Got it tightened up. Then we'll cut this off. And tie a knot. There we go. Cute. I like that. Okay, I've learned something new and it's made me so excited. All right. And I think on this one we might just put a label too, because I don't want to cover any of that up. Okay, one more, and that is this one that we put together. Get the little pieces straightened up here. Okay, go ahead and clip it. And I think this one we'll just do with a needle and thread. And I started to sew before I even poked my holes. Yeah. Okay. There are my holes. Gonna use our red. This is waxed thread. This is the kind that we sell in the store. I don't know if we have any red. We have brown, cream, and black. I don't think we have any red. Red is hard to come by from our vendor anyway. It's not hard to find elsewhere, I guess, but our vendor just doesn't carry. That's the 3 colors they carry. But most of the time I use either black or cream or brown. I'm just using this because it's Christmas. There's not a lot of demand for the red, I guess, is the reason. Most places don't carry it. You know what else you could do? You could put little charms hanging off of this. That would be cute too. Little charms hanging off of these. Oh, I almost didn't leave myself enough. There we go. Okay, so there is that one. Okay, now let's decide what label we might want on these. I have quite a few labels and I think some phrases right here. So let's see. I think since this one's got Merry Christmas on there, I'm not going to put a label on that. I might put something else, but not a label. Let's just do this little image of Santa on the bottom of that. Maybe I don't want Santa on the bottom of that. He looks kind of strange there. I may not put anything on that one, truthfully. I think it looks good just as it is, so we're going to leave that one. This one, I don't think I want anything but a label. Just a cute label is all I want on that one. And I think I will just put peace on this one. And where do we want it? Right there? Yeah, I think down at the bottom. Okay, let's see if he'll look okay up there. No, he's a different color, so he doesn't work. Let's see if we have anything else in here. I don't have a lot of this cut out, so I'm thinking this may. Okay, there is a vintage. There's our vintage stamps. Let's see. We've got a green one right there. These are from Betty's Custom Designs on Etsy. And we have her link below always. And if you use the discount code that we have down there, you can get, I think it's 15% off. I'm pretty sure it is, of the items that you purchase. Oops, I can't hold on to anything today. Okay, let's see if you will work. Yeah, but I think he's going to have to be over there. Over here doesn't really work, I don't think. No, maybe it does. I don't want to put it on this side because I got my piece on that side. I need to level it out. That will work right there. Okay. And I think that's all that we're going to do to that one. I'm not going to worry about the backs of them because I'll probably tuck a lot of these in pockets. Now, this one, I know I want to put Santa on there, but do I have Santa? Did I just throw him in the floor? Let's see. I don't have Santa. I have Jolly. Not in these labels. Let's see about these. Do I have Santa? Star, Bethlehem. No. Do I have Santa? Nope. Don't have Santa in here either. Well, maybe we'll put Jolly. Okay, let's put Jolly in this green color. He is jolly, isn't he? Okay, and again, I think I'm gonna bring it down here close to the bottom. That. Then he's got some green up here, so it kind of brings that down. Okay, got that one. This one. I'd like to put sleigh and bells, because these are, I mean, I know that's not exactly bells, but it does ring. But okay. Let's put this label on there that just says Merry and Bright. It's got some red in it. It's a little bit bigger label because I think we need a little bit bigger one down here at the bottom. And you could do lots and lots more of these, and I don't know that, you know, when I put them in my journals, I might, but not sure. Whoops, I almost put it upside down. Did you see that? That would not be good. Here we go. It's a little bit different color red, but I think it'll work. Straighten it up. Yeah, I think that'll work. You know, we could run some seam binding through there and tie it too if you wanted another bow at the top, but I don't think I want another bow on that one, but just an idea. All right, on this one, let's see, do we have stockings? Let's do sleigh jingle. I don't think I have stockings. Let's just put Christmas on this one in the green. Christmas right there. Oh, you know what? We need tree. We need tree underneath that. We've got to have tree. Yep, tree right there. So let's do tree in red. And I think we'll cut tree down a little bit too, make it smaller. Christmas. Tree. Okay, that works. So there's that one. All right, let's show which ones we have got finished. And we'll come back like Rachel did, and we'll add some things to the inside. And we'll add on to these little short pages. We'll do that in another video, because this one would be way too long, I think, if we did that on this one. Did I get 4 or 5? I thought I had 5. Oh, I did. Right there. So that's the ones that we got finished on this. Cool. I like that. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great idea. And just in time for all my Christmas journals. All right. We will talk to you guys later. We'll come back and do some more decorating on these, and probably one video down the road. Maybe not the next one. But we will talk to you later. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We'll talk to you guys later.